Hey everybody, Mr. Longo here to refresh your memory on how to solve equations from Algebra 1, which is going to be a very important thing that you need to be able to do for Algebra 2. So let's get started. Back in Algebra 1 and through geometry, you've probably learned a few different ways, tips to solve equations. I've heard that some people have learned that you always keep the x on the left of the equal sign. I've heard some say that you always keep the x positive. Basically, to me, it doesn't matter how you solve the equation as long as you know how to solve the equation and get the correct answer. That is the most important part. You're not going to hear me tell you keep x on the left, keep x positive, nothing like that. Okay? So this is an extremely important skill from Algebra 1 that you needed to use in geometry. So you've been solving equations for years now. So I'm just going to recommend that you pause this video right now and try the 6 questions that you see right in front of you, solve for x, and then see if you get the correct answers. If you do, that's great. If not, then we need to spend a little time reviewing the Algebra 1. Okay? So go give them a try. Click play when you're ready. First one, subtract 3 from both sides. And you're going to have 2x is equal to 6. Divide both sides by 2, and you're going to end up with x equals 3. Okay? Plain and simple. The next one, we need to move the 11, so we're going to add 11 to both sides. And we're still going to have our 3x, but this time it's going to be equal to 7. And now we're going to divide 7 by 3. And a lot of times you're going to have fractions in this course, so we just leave them as improper fractions. So we're going to leave this as 7/3. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Just say 7/3 and we are good to go. Next one, you have to subtract your 4 from both sides. And that's going to give you a negative 5x is equal to 15. And when you are dividing to get x by itself, if you are dividing, you must divide by a negative if it has one. So that's going to give you x is equal to 15 divided by a negative 5 is a negative 3. All right, so, I mean, it's just straightforward, nothing fancy. We're just solving for x like you did in Algebra 1 and geometry. So the next one, we're going to get into some multiple x's or distributing, but it's still the same thing. So again, doesn't matter. Most popular one I've seen is move x to the left, but honestly, like I said, it does not matter. So we're going to have 5x minus 3x is 2x plus 4 is equal to a negative 8. Now we're going to subtract 4 from both sides. That's going to give us a 2x is equal to a negative 12. Divide both sides by 2, and you end up with x is equal to a negative 6. Okay? Straightforward. Next one, you want to combine your like terms first. So 3x and another x is 4x minus 2 is equal to a negative 14. You need to add 2 to both sides. That'll give you 4x is equal to a negative 12. Divide both sides by 4, and you end up with x is equal to a negative 3. And finally, the last one in this row. The first step could be to distribute the 2 if you want, or if you want to be fancy, you can just get rid of the 2 now. Why distribute the 2 to then divide by 2 later? So that's just a little shortcut, and that's just going to leave you with the x plus 3 is equal to 5. And subtract 3 from both sides, and you're going to end up with x is equal to 2. All right, and again, if you would have distributed the 2 for the last one, you would have had 2x plus 6 is equal to 10. You would have subtracted the 6 and had 2x is equal to 4. You would have divided the 4 by 2, and you'd still have 2. So that's why I said it really doesn't matter. As long as you can end up with the correct answer, you are golden. Now, I want to just give you a little disclaimer. Throughout the rest of this course, when there is some simple solving to do, I will not be showing all of my work in these videos because this is something that you should be extremely familiar and comfortable with. So I'm doing it for this video because we are reviewing to make sure you understand what's going on. But I just wanted to give you a heads up throughout the course of the rest of this class. We will not be showing work for every single step of an Algebra 1 equation. Okay? Last two. First thing you need to do for this guy is obviously add 3 to both sides. And that's going to give you 2/3. X is equal to 12. Now, if you forgot how to get rid of a fraction, what you do is you multiply both sides by the reciprocal. Because 2/3 times 3/2, they cancel each other, so that's where your x comes from. And now we just have to multiply 12 times 3/2, which is going to give us 18. All right, so that's how you get rid of a fraction. And the last one, of course, is just there for fun, so you have a lot of distributing, combining like terms and stuff to do. So the first thing you would have done on this side is distribute the 3. So you would have 2x plus 3x plus 6. And that would be equal to 7x minus x plus 3 after you distribute the negative. Combine your like terms on each side. This side becomes 5x plus 6. And that is equal to this side, which is going to give you 6x plus 3. And now, solve away. You want to subtract 5x from both sides if you are the type that prefers to keep your x's positive. Otherwise, you would have subtracted the 6 if you like your x's on the left. Again, there is no right or wrong way, as long as you end up with the right answer. Subtract 3 from both sides, and you end up with x is equal to 3 for this guy. All right, so that is your video that reviews solving equations from Algebra 1. This is Longo, and I'm out. See you, bye.